All right. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we are talking to a friend of the show, Tay from Tay's Paranormal Archives. She's a paranormal researcher based in Texas, and she focuses on history, humor, and healthy skepticism during her investigations. So stay tuned as we talk tonight with Tay on Unraveling the Darkness. What's going on, Aaron?
Not a lot. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Good. Yeah, it's slow for us, and
Still running slow.
yeah, still slow, but it's all good. You need some slow days every now and then to get caught up on some stuff. So,
Yep, exactly.
yeah. So let's see. We usually cover what we did the last week. We did nothing.
Yeah, we didn't really do anything for Way Out West, did we?
Not as a group. We hung out for a little bit the other night, and yeah, just a slow weekend, which was much needed. So,
Yeah. Yep. And then this coming up couple days, we've got an event on the 13th.
Friday the 13th, hosting
Friday the
another
13th.
event.
We have 3 Friday the 13th this year, I think.
Yeah. There's another one. I think I said November, right?
I think it was November. Yeah. September or November, one of the two.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Lots
Yeah.
of those this year.
Yep. All right. Well, let's bring Tay in and see what she's been up to.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey, how we doing, Tay?
Hello.
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
Doing good. Thanks for coming back on. I think
Yes.
we were talking before the show. I think it's been probably about 6 months, I think, since you came on and told us what you were doing. So
Yeah. I'm in a pretty different place now than I was then.
So
That's
what are we
good.
looking like? What's going on new with you?
So when we talked last, I had kind of just started my own journey, if you want, into paranormal investigating and researching. Like I had been paranormal investigating, but not my own personal brand. But now I am an LLC and I have my own waivers. I have my own ghost hunts. And I'm just building up a lot more of actually community and like doing things with people and, selling tickets to certain locations. And so I've been pretty busy, but yeah.
Yeah. So you did like a weekend thing. Was that last month? That it was like over the weekend?
That was last month. So just a couple of weeks ago. That was at Hill House Manor, which I've been to a lot, but I had never spent more than one night there because it's really close to me, or really in proximity. And so that went actually really well. We got to meet a lot of new people. I didn't know like half of the people that like bought tickets and attended. So that was really cool to just get to know new people and make a lot of new friendships. And we were all connected through like so-and-so knows so-and-so. And so we got to talk about that. People were coming and going. And it was just really nice to both relax with new friends and also investigate, see how different people investigate. There were different types of investigators. We had some more serious ones and like, I'm serious, but not serious at the same time. So that was a fun mesh. But that's what I kind of like to do when I host is have a bunch of different kinds of people there and just have a good time. And it's really helpful for people that are newer to investigating, may have been on like one or two. But they really enjoyed it. We had a really good time, actually.
Good. Getting those skeptics in there to show them some stuff or maybe learn something from them.
I don't know. I feel like I'm more skeptic than any person I meet. I feel like everybody thinks everything is paranormal and I'm like, wait, hold on. So I still haven't met or investigated with somebody as skeptical as I am, which is weird for hosting it, but I'm all about the community. So
Right. No, I think we're the same way.
we haven't investigated together. Yeah.
Well, I think we saw you're going to be in Kansas
I am.
for
Yeah.
Central Kansas Paracon,
Yes.
and we're going to be over there. So, hey, who knows?
Yeah, we might be able to do something because I'm excited for that one. I was talking to Jason. I didn't realize how much took place in Kansas, Missouri kind of area paranormally. Like that's a nice middle ground. There's like 3 paracons in that area. So
Dang. Jason,
yeah.
are you over there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, there's that. And then like Kansas City.
I'll be at that one.
Yeah. There's like
And
a
then
few.
Missouri Paracon. That one got
Yeah.
canceled, but it was fun last year. So
how about Texas? Like I think I've looked down there and I haven't seen much as far as cons, but is there stuff?
no, there's the Louisiana Cajun con is probably the closest one to me. And I still haven't been there yet. But in Texas, I haven't heard of any. There's one in San Antonio that happens, but I have not been to it. And there's talkings of something in Austin, but I haven't found any information about dates or anything. But San Antonio does have one. It's just I live in DFW, so it's Texas is big, so it's still like 3 or 4 hours down there.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before the show. It's like, it's cool. Everything's, starting to move to the Midwest. So we have some stuff, but we're still looking at like 4 to 12 hours to go do anything.
Yeah. That's 7 hours to Missouri for me.
We're going to be 8 hours to Kansas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even like Dallas, I think is, I can't remember, but I know we don't get far into Texas going 10 hours.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Right about Odessa, I think that's about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's if you go all the way through New Mexico.
Yep.
I mean, when we cut, let's say we got 6 or 7 hours for us when we left to go on that cruise, and we made it to Amarillo. And then we stayed in Amarillo, drove to Fort Worth, which was like 4 hours or something, 4 or 5 hours. And then the next day we drove from Fort Worth to Houston, Galveston.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good 8 hour, 7 hour, depending.
Yep. Well, and then we get off a boat and we get back in the car and we drove, I don't even know how far, but from Galveston to Lubbock.
Okay, yeah.
More. And I'm like,
whole day.
When are we getting out of Texas?
Never.
You know what, though? I wouldn't mind. We've actually looked at moving down that way. It's warm. I like the warm. And so.
How warm do you like it? Because it gets pretty hot.
I'm good with hot. So.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Right. I don't know that Gina
over.
will be, but I'll be all right.
See, and I want to move where it's colder.
I was going to say, yeah, that's what I was just about to ask Aaron. You don't want to stay here with the negative 40 wind chills anymore in the drifting snow in the, like that frickin' storm we got the other day. I shoveled 6 times because I knew, I had a delivery coming. So I'm like, all right, I'll shovel in the morning. Go out, 2 hours later. And it's like, everything I just did was undone.
If every winter wants to be like this winter here, then I wouldn't mind. But it's not.
This winter's been good. Yeah. I
mean, we're hitting 70 next week. They say almost 80. I'm like,
seriously?
Cool. So, I mean, you guys have been 70 probably most of the,
most of the month so far. It got down during that storm, but that was it.
Right. So,
right now it's hot.
So Hill House Manor, you were there. Give us a little history on that place.
So it's in Gainesville, Texas, which is almost to the border of Oklahoma. That's actually the one place I didn't bring notes on, but I believe it was founded in 1862. No, that was when the 1850s. So the Great Hanging of Gainesville is what the big event was. And that was 1862. And that was, in the middle of the Civil War in the deep Confederate South. They rounded up 41 men that they were suspected of being Union sympathizers. And they still have the tree there that they hanged them from. So that area is 0.3 miles away from Hill House Manor. So I don't know if there's a connection or if there would be, but we feel like maybe some of those men kind of lived nearby, and maybe Hill House Manor was important in some way, because we've gotten some names cross-referenced, specifically Henry. And there were 3 Henrys that perished in the Great Hanging. And also, along with Henry comes the name Sarah. And 2 of those Henrys have daughters named Sarah. So it's just a lot of things like adding up. And yeah, it's just an interesting mix. It's so close. That's about as historic as Gainesville kind of gets. They have a railway that goes through there. So the train is loud, so loud, and it goes all through like 4 a.m., like every 30 minutes. So I wouldn't suggest living there, but it's an interesting little town. There's just not much to it. Unfortunately, it's just the Great Hanging, but it's known as the biggest mass hanging in U.S. history. So the internet says. I'm sure there's been more, but that's what they claim it as.
How many?
They tried to forget it.
How many people were hung?
41, and then 2 were shot and killed. Yeah, so it's it's possible, but I don't know. There's no proof, and there's no record anymore of Hill House Manor itself. We found the house on a map, and it was much smaller than the house is today. Obviously, it's been added on to a bunch, but every small town, it seems like there was a fire or there was a flood, and all the records are gone. So we don't have any early records. People think it was a speakeasy and a brothel. And I like to say that just because they drank there during the Prohibition doesn't exactly make it a speakeasy. But, you can still use alcohol as trigger objects and use that verbiage, but there's just no records, unfortunately. But I mean, there's spirits there. We just can't figure out who or what or why.
That's pretty cool.
That's an interesting house.
Yeah, that sounds like a really neat place. I think that's the one we looked into, but kind of changed our minds and went a different way. We're gonna every Labor Day we do the big trip, and we go further than just like Colorado or Wyoming. And so this year we're actually going to be in Kansas Labor Day weekend, and then 2 weeks later go back out for the con. So yeah, it's like, oh man, that's a lot of miles that month.
What are y'all doing for Labor Day weekend?
We are going to go to the Garnet House.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been talked about several times on the show, and it ended up on Jason's bucket list, and we're like, okay, that's somewhere we can go. So
yeah, pretty much after we talked to Penn Paranormal, I'm like, yeah, that's the place we're going to next.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty cool place. So we're excited. I like the history of it. So like people like Wyatt Earp, Matt Masterson, Bell Star, kind of that Old West history to it. They all stayed there. It was a kind of a hotel, so they were there at the time, and so I kind of like that part of it. So pretty neat, just like that. Like you have that Civil War type history down in. Here's the thing. So down in Texas, like I didn't know, like I really thought that the Civil War was along the East Coast when we had the, in the 1860s. But we were fighting in Galveston and in Texas. I was like, oh, geez, it came this far over. So, yeah, pretty cool that you're investigating a place that has some of that history.
Yeah. And all of our cemeteries have Confederate soldiers. So it's interesting. Yeah.
So, where else have you been lately? I mean, 6 months is a long time. What have you been doing?
I was going to tell you, so tying into the Old West kind of vibe, the Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, Texas. Do y'all know about that one?
Yes.
Yeah, but you can tell us about it too. Like maybe there's something we haven't done.
I went recently for the first time. A lot of my friends have been there multiple times, and they always have experiences. And I went for the first time, and right off the bat, we heard a voice, and we recorded it. But it was as I was filming, talking about the cowboys of the Old West that would visit there. So the notorious outlaws, Manny Clements, John Hardin, and then Jim the Deacon Miller have all stayed at Old Park Hotel, back in the olden days. And I was telling those stories on camera, and we caught a little kid saying what sounds like cowboys, and it's just so bizarrely the same thing I was talking about. So because I immediately heard it, and it sounded like a minion, like the little movie minions. It sounded like that. So I finished what I was doing, and then I knew the owner Chad was in the next room. So I was like, okay, he probably was just like on TikTok or something. Like, like he probably accidentally played something loud. So I went in there and I was like, hey, were you like on your phone or something? He was like, no, I knew you were recording. So I had all sound off. Like there's been no sound. And I was like, well, I heard a voice. And he went back immediately and played it, and we could hear it clear as day. I couldn't tell you what it was. It could have been like a cat, making the yow noise, but it sounds like a kid going cowboys as I'm sitting there talking about cowboys. And that was like right when we walked in. Wow. So yeah, that Ballinger area is very historical. It was a railway town, built 1886. So the Old Park Hotel was used as a boarding house for the railway workers. And then it just grew from there. It's been a lot of different things. I think it's like a music shop at some point, a doctor, a dentist office, just a lot of different things. Everything's been a brothel at one point, of course, or a speakeasy. Yep. So, but there's a lot of different energies at that place.
I think it's so interesting how railway towns have such activity. I think it's, from all the people, number one, traveling there, but then, how many thousand people did you have laying the the rail lines and, getting everything set up. You had the Irish, you had the Chinese workers, just so much history going through there that railway towns always seem to have a lot of activity.
Absolutely.
Cheyenne was a railway town. They stopped here before going over the mountain. And we kind of get that same thing. It goes back like when I always talk about Gina and Jason doing the double Estes, because they're just together. They're like a super antenna, but like it's really crazy when we're in our downtown area doing it, because they said it's like people are just lined up and one will talk and then leave and come back, and almost refer to it as a carousel where it's going around and someone's getting off and jumping on and getting off. Yeah. And it goes, I really think we get people from several eras where we're getting like that early tent city to like our early buildings. Our oldest building in town is 1871.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're getting this tent city through the 1860s and then that early build stuff. And it's just really cool, those railway towns. And like Jason said, so many people coming through, all the builders, all the stuff, but also like after it was built, all the people that started coming through and going west. Know? So really
everybody
don't realize the violence that came with railway towns, especially the building of a lot of violence with that, with all the people coming through. You got Rock Springs on the west side of the state, that there was a large massacre during the building of the railway, and then when we're doing that double Estes, I can almost picture it, just like a long line of people just waiting to talk to us, and just it's one after the other just hammering us.
Yeah, super.
Now, when y'all do that downtown, are y'all just out, or are you in a building?
We're in a building. So within a 2-block radius, we've done 3 buildings.
Yep.
And it's that way in every building.
Okay.
So it's you try to pin down. I mean, we have the nights that we go to all the time, so we can kind of pin down some people like every time.
Yeah.
But the other 2 buildings, there was no way. It was just a person after person after person. And they were both under, and they're like, it just seems like there's so many people wanting to talk.
Yeah, really. I think the only person we pinned down was, we got the response about that tea shop.
Mm-hmm.
The building that we were in used to be a tea shop, and we had a child that was playing with the music box and all that stuff. And then we're running, I think you kicked on the spirit box, and, we got the word tea come across, which was really interesting.
Yeah. And then to go back like 1886, his dad owned, it was Mr. Wong, and he owned an import shop with fireworks and tea. So it was pretty cool to get that tea and know that it was neat. Old Park Hotel, we did talk to future paranormal investigators last week.
Yep.
And they do Old Park Hotel. Such a cool place, and new owners over the last like year and a half or so. And they're
maybe longer. Yeah. I mean, they have totally not updated it, but they've cleaned it up. Everything's fantastic. You feel safe and clean walking through. I don't know.
Like a whole camera system that you can go back like that. You can go back and see if you caught something or something.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
And the Patreon, you can watch it overnight. You can watch it anytime at a certain tier. I think if it's not booked.
Sure. That's pretty cool. I know that's on my list. So we kind of put places in a hat and draw and go that route, and Jason's was drawn. And so we're going there this year, but we'll definitely get down to that place at some point. I know future paranormal investigators invited us down to investigate with them. And I think that's pretty cool. Then you get, the way he's teaching these kids to investigate in the places they get to go like that, not everyone gets to go there or Haunted Hill, Hill Manor or whatever. And they're in a great place and they get to see those places, around Texas. There's so many places, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, and you get into the theory of places getting hunted out, right? Like some of these sanatoriums and whatnot out east, where just thousands of people have come through at this point, right? Asking the same questions, right? Everyone throws out the cat ball and the REM pod, and it's the same thing every weekend, and they got to be getting burnt out on this. So I think these places that aren't as heavily hit out here in the Midwest are just a lot more active.
Oh yeah.
I know there's a jail. There's a jail down in Hallettsville, the old Lavaca County Jail, that seems like it's pretty active. I've listened to the gal that runs it. She even mentioned almost a portal type thing and people losing time. And I was we got to go there. Like, we kind of had the same thing in Butte where we lost some time, and it's like, it's already like 3 a.m. and
that was really weird.
That
was really strange. Yeah.
And you wonder, like, the skeptic in me is like, oh, gas leak or air pressure changes. Like, I don't know. There's so much to test, but I love places like that where you do get to test and see what's what and maybe prove yourself right or wrong. So it's actually really interesting.
Well, and I think any good paranormal investigator needs to be skeptical, right? Because we need to know what it is for sure. So, what do you have coming up?
Texas Jailhouse is April 11th. So that's in Palestine, Texas, which is one of the oldest cities in Texas. Full of history, just packed full of history. It's in Anderson County, where there's also a movie coming out called Anderson County, and it's the story of Gus, the game warden, who was basically accidentally murdered, but the man was held in Texas jailhouse. So that's being filmed like on location in Texas jailhouse, and I love that place. It's been through changes because it started as in the 1930s, a jailhouse, and they had gallows like down the middle where they would hang the prisoners. And then it moved to more of a holding cell, but even like holding murderers, like just everybody. And then it was done being a jail when they built the new one, and it became a juvenile detention center. So it was a bunch of like middle school aged kids, living through there, and they have graffiti everywhere that's like penciled in. But it's all like 80s, like Rush, is written there, Ozzy, this, and so
that's awesome.
It's got like different eras of history that you can tell, you can see it with your eyes. So it's just a really cool place. And that's actually my birthday investigation that I'm doing is at the Texas jailhouse. So
nice. Happy birthday.
That's the next one. Thank you.
You said they're filming? So will it be done while you're there, or are you like going in between stuff?
Well, I was in one scene in Anderson County, just as like an extra person, and then they've already, I'm sure, finished all the jail scenes, but they just happened to be filming on location, and it's the real story of Anderson County. So that actually happened the way that they're showing it. But I don't know when they're going to finish it. I'm not a part of any of that.
Right. No,
but I just thought it was cool. Yeah, they filmed in the courthouse as well in Palestine. So Gus Engling, I think is his name. Gus Engling. It's the story of how he died.
And that is April 11th that you're hosting that?
Yes, April 11th. And I have my my links are pinned on my page with like the upcoming investigations.
Okay. And that's going across the bottom there on that ticker. So that's Tay's Paranormal Archives, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go over there, make sure that you're getting a ticket to that. How many tickets is that going to be?
I think I'm doing 15 people total.
Oh,
so only 15.
That's going to be a great investigation.
I don't think it's going to be all 15, but yeah, we'll take turns, and there's 3 stories. So yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome.
We also sleep on the cell. Yes.
They're super cool. We did the Squirrel Cage Jail in Council Bluffs, Missouri. So it's a rotary jail, and it was pretty neat. It's a cool place.
See, and I have not gotten the chance to investigate a jail yet. Everywhere that I've investigated so far, I've never been to a jail, and I want to so bad.
Wow.
Well, maybe we go back over Squirrel Cage, or we go down to this place.
There we go. Yeah.
We'll be watching. We know you do your TikTok videos and your reels and stuff there. So we'll be watching for those to see what it's like. Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool. They have a whole catwalk that's around the like middle part. And then the 3rd floor was the trustees area. So they had like actual jobs that they would do, and they could wander around. So they've got it all still where you can tell what's what. So, and it was very cool. They had all the original like cot beds, from the side, and we slept on those for a few hours. But
and when was this built?
1930s.
Oh,
yeah. And then they kind of rebuilt it, but on the same property. Right. I don't know what year though.
I like the whole like juveniles doing the 80s stuff.
Yeah. Really and cool. It was abandoned too. So I don't know. There's other graffiti as well, but
yeah, breaking in and doing stuff. And
yeah, but it was funny that it was 80s specific.
Make sure you have permission to go places. Don't go when it's closed.
Oh, somebody owns it. Yeah, that's people are there.
Big one for me is leave it as you found it. You know what I mean? You want to go do some urbex, fine. But don't take stuff. Don't graffiti it up. Just leave it as you found it. Let other people see it for what it is, right?
Yes.
If there's signs, pay attention to those.
Yes.
Well, signs are optional. Just don't get caught. Don't get a warning.
Don't get a warning.
Video.
There's no video. There might be a picture or two, but there's no video.
There's a picture floating around. Yeah.
Oh boy. So let's see. You're doing that. And then you're doing, it's still like 6 months out. We're going to see you in Kansas.
Yes.
And that's turning out to look like a great con. There's many vendors. There's investigations Friday and Saturday night. So yeah, I can't wait to get there. And, we've interviewed quite a few people now that are going to be there and actually meet some of y'all in person, and super cool.
Trying to talk Aaron into going into the salt mine with me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They just added the Saturday night investigation, which is at the Salterra.
I'm going to have to do that.
650 feet below ground.
Yep.
Well, I might have to do that. I don't know.
I just need to know that there's a bathroom down there. That's it, and I'm good.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, it's just tempting enough.
I'm going to work myself up, and next thing you know, that 90-second, they say it's 90-second ride to down on the elevator. I'm like, that's not long enough.
Oh, alone.
That's not short enough for sometimes. So
I thought it'd be stairs or like a ladder or something. Elevator though, I don't know.
Yeah.
Elevator person.
It's all right. It's pretty cool.
That thing goes out, right? Like
Jason's sister was telling him about it, that she had been there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so they went there, and I guess they use it to store a bunch of old movie props. Like there's stuff from the original Batman movies. stuff like that, because I guess it's so dry down there that, you know, they don't have to
Oh,
worry about humidity or anything. It makes sense, right? I mean, it's all salt, so it's got to
yeah.
kind of dehydrate the air naturally. So yeah, I guess they use that as like storage for stuff like that they want to preserve.
And it stays a steady temperature. I think it was like 68 degrees or something like that.
Gotta be perfect.
Yeah. So that one could be interesting.
Yeah. They added that.
Yeah, they just added, I think she added that last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So if you're watching and you're, you know, close to Hutchinson, Kansas, you're going to see Tay there. You're going to see us there. The rest of the Way Out West crew, Jason and I are going to be doing live interviews. So we're going to bring you over there and talk to you there too.
Cool.
Yeah, should be a good time. Other places in Texas, you know,
So
Texas
you were,
is pretty big.
yeah.
But like, where else do you go?
So there's Palestine, which is where the jailhouse is, and then a little south of that is Jacksonville, Texas, where you'll find the Bolton Street house. It is an old colonial style house. I could not tell you what year it was built. I don't remember what year, but in the 1800s, you know, those late 1800s. And the owner, Becky, has done wonders with it. It's beautiful. It's, you know, it's air conditioned, it's sealed, like it's a house, like you're comfortable there. So that place is great and very active. She posts a lot of security cam videos where it's just doors are just like opening, but they're like, you know, latched doors. Yes, 1899 is the year it was built. So I enjoy going there. They have it all decked out, and each room is kind of themed, but not over the top themed. But we've gotten a lot of activity just casually being there. Also, let's see, the stockyards you were mentioning, like
Oh, I've heard about those. Yeah.
yeah, people like lining up to talk on Estes. I was staying in Miss Molly's hotel, like in downtown Stockyards, and I was doing Estes, and I feel like most of the people weren't even attributed to Miss Molly's hotel. Like they were just Stockyards overtime people. So I'm really itching to go back there, and maybe not even Miss Molly's, just other places in the Stockyards, and see if we can get more people to talk through Estes, and because it's full.
Miss Molly's is who Booze, Brews, and Barbecue is talking about too.
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, that might be a cool place to check out. It's just a little hotel too, right?
Yeah, and there's still bars that are active, and so there's music going till 2 a.m. But I mean, we had activity, so it just wasn't like doors slamming or anything. It was just a lot of like different, like you said, it was like people were like wanting to talk, and I don't even know where they were from. But it's a cool little place, and they've got, you know, I love history, I love the Old West, so they've got all the pictures of old newspapers and people that had stayed there, all the history up on the walls. So it's a very neat place just to go and check out even.
Well, just the stockyards themselves, like that whole area is such a cool area. You know, you got Billy Bob's back there and the Coliseum. I mean, and then you go into the big building with all the vendors, and gosh, it's a cool place.
Yeah. And it was the last, you know, hurrah for cowboys before they hit the Chisholm Trail. So there's a lot of super partying there. You know what I mean? Like it's not just a go through town. It was the last party, the last drink that they would have for a while. So I think that kind of amplified the energy that they left behind.
Right. Yeah. That's, you know, there's so many places down there that I'm like, we need to go there. We need to go there. And we need to go there. But like, we're 14 hours away. So we need to do like a road trip for a week. And
yeah. I can't even get out of Texas because I keep finding new places. Right? So I'm like, well,
with the size of it, though, you're good.
Yeah.
Although, you know, it is nice to get out and go see other places too. So, but I mean, you also get like different parts of Texas. So you get West Texas where it's dirt, and Central Texas, and then you have East Texas where it's like a little more tree swampy. So
you
get kind of everything down there.
It's funny, you can see it turning into Louisiana as you're driving. I'm sure it's every state like that, but it's just such a stark difference from, where I'm at versus Shreveport, which is the go-to town.
Right. Or
Yeah,
even
I've only been to Odessa, so I've pretty much only seen the Dust Bowl, 118 degrees, and just it was rough.
Don't judge us on Odessa, please.
I will not.
When we were going Galveston to Lubbock, you start hitting like Abilene, and now you're getting into West Texas dirt, and it's dirt.
But that's where the history is. Abilene, that whole area. That's where the cowboys were. So it sucks because it's very rural, but there's just, when you get there, there's so much.
Right. Well, and we're getting new places all the time, right? Because we're hearing about all these new haunts and all this kind of stuff. So it's great for a state like that where you can just, okay, I'm doing 6 hours this way and hit 2 or 3 places. Someone just said, and ugly.
And ugly.
Miss Molly's is good. Anywhere in Hell's Half Acre. We have a Hell's Half Acre up here too, but it's probably a little different.
It's a pretty cool area though.
Just rocks.
Just rocks.
Yeah.
Did you know they filmed Starship Troopers up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So, if you have questions for Tay, like where she's going to be or, what she's done, ask those in the comments. We do have probably about 10 more minutes. Jason needs to bust out a little early tonight, but we're still good for a little bit. So April 11th, do you have anything planned after April 11th going out?
Nothing like public ghost hunts yet. I'm trying to set up Bolton Street House. I have to wait for, life to settle down. But once summer hits, and then it's, summer. So it's hot in Texas. Like a lot of these locations, you don't want to be in there in the middle of July. But I am working on, so I'm an LLC now, and I'm working on basically booking places for people, more so people that are new to investigating, maybe don't know who to contact or how to set it up or, what the ins and outs are. I'm just working on contracts and contacting select places that I've been to where I can basically be a paranormal travel agent of sorts.
I was just going to say, it sounds like, that's a paranormal travel agency.
I've never seen anybody do it, but I'm going to do it. So, but just for Texas, select Texas locations, because I know the owners of several places. I like them. They like me. Just, rapport, good rapport. And that's basically what the next big thing I'm working on is hopefully being able to do that legally.
So I've seen you've been spending the night in some haunted locations. Anything interesting pop up staying the night in those places?
So, no, I have never been woken up ever by anything paranormal. I don't know if I'm just so tired by that point that I just sleep. But Hill House Manor, we spent 2 nights. I had plenty of rest, and I've just never been woken up. So I don't know if things are happening around me and I'm just not aware. But I've spent the night in Jailhouse, Bolton Street, Hill House Manor. Old Park, everywhere I've been, I've basically spent the night. And I was afraid to sleep at places first because I was afraid I was just not going to get any sleep. But I've slept pretty well every time. So I don't know why.
We've had that opportunity. We did a house and we were able to stay the weekend and slept there and nothing overnight. A circus mouse, but that was it.
Yeah, circus mouse, but I don't know. You were pretty good though about stating, hey, we're going to be sleeping. Please leave us alone.
Oh yeah, I do kind of say that. I say, leave me alone, please. I'm going to sleep. Maybe they listen.
Christmas weekend, we did a 12-room hotel, and it was just the 4 of us. We had stuff scattered across that place. It was so awesome to be in somewhere like that. That's a bigger place, and you have it to yourself. So we stayed there and we all had like our own rooms and nothing really happened. But one of the craziest things was like, it was built in 1911. Of course they've added bathrooms to every room and it used to be more rooms, but like one of the doors goes to the bathroom that Michelle was staying in and like the door rattled and there she goes. The door rattled. But when Jason and I grabbed it, we couldn't move it. Like it was solid. And then it's just
like nailed into
drywall behind
place.
it.
Yeah.
So something was rattling the door that had no handle inside and just drywall, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Michelle's over here talking about the circus mouse because it was in her room. That was great. We had, I don't want to give too much away because that episode is going to be coming out, but we had, Jason was going through evidence and he sends it to me and he's like, hey, look what we caught. And like this cat ball moves. But as we go back and you look a little closer, it was kind of on the edge of the doorway and a mouse had come along. That mouse hit that cat ball and followed it out for about a foot and then ran back. Yep. So we call it a circus mouse. Pretty neat. Any going to be filming and getting anything out like that? Or are you just doing hosting type stuff?
Still hearing back from a lot of filming things. So I'm on my own so far, just for now, but I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you're getting more busy and that's good.
Yes.
You know, it's something we all love to do. And the more we get to do it, the more fun we have at it. Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, any last questions there for her, Jason?
No, it's just really interesting to hear what you're doing. I really like that paranormal travel agency idea. And like, especially for new people, like you said, that don't know how to go about setting up an investigation, right? Kind of someone that can guide them through that process is just such a unique idea. I'm really digging that.
Well, I've had people just be like, how are you booking these places? And I'm like, I just book them. But then I was like, people don't do it. They don't know. They don't know who they're supposed to contact. So I'll take that place.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And, it's a different thing you're doing for the community, and that's one thing we kind of always go back to on the show is what's being done, for the paranormal community or for people outside the paranormal community to bring them in. So
like a bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. I'm still normal enough. They accept me over there.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, Tay, thanks for coming on. Thanks for the updates. We're excited to meet you in September. So,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Central Kansas Paracon. That's going to be a blast.
Yes, it is.
If you have do you have your April 11th stuff posted up?
It's on my Facebook page. Like it's pinned at the top. So you kind of can't miss it if you go. Yeah.
We'll be sure to go over and share that. And then we'll kind of keep people updated on that kind of stuff too, as we see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you, Tay.
We're going to throw you into the green room and then we'll catch up with you when we close out.
Okay.
She's
great. Like I was saying, always cool to see, kind of the new ideas for the paranormal community. You know what I mean? And just all these people that kind of want to give back and, help the people that are new. Last week we talked to a group that's bringing, kids in, teaching them, how to investigate ethically. And, just, I don't know. The Midwest has a certain way of doing it and I love it.
Right. Well, and I don't so much consider us the Midwest, like the Western hospitality.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Midwest to West. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is cool to see that and have people have someone to contact for multiple locations.
Yep.
Or be able to help them get hold of
genius idea. Yep.
So, and she's always great. I love how she's so bubbly and she's always like, it's like nice.
Someone that really enjoys what they're doing. Yep.
I know that I'm always kind of like, and when we get into investigation, I'm depending on when it is, where it is, I can either be like, oh, okay, or like, oh, I get excited. But seeing like some of her stuff when she's doing her TikToks and stuff, she's always like, and then she did an outtake one a little bit ago that I was busting at. Like it was.
I didn't see that one.
I see her down there. She's like rolling because we're talking about it. So go follow Tay's Paranormal Archives. I know she gets that stuff over there. She's on, I think, on TikTok as well. Yep, she's shaking her head. So she's always posting stuff, and it's great to see that, and then kind of know what's going on and where she's at too.
Yeah.
Well, West has the stuff this Friday. Still have tickets available for that. Friday the 13th investigation, Knights of Pythias in Cheyenne. Always active.
Always.
There isn't a time that we haven't had a public investigation that we don't get something. One of the oldest buildings in Cheyenne, built in 1884, oldest building being 1871. So, I mean, pretty close, it's that original downtown area. Lots of stuff there. We've had, I think I've talked about it before, but I was listening to a podcast and that host was asking the person, what's the best evidence you've got? And it really made me think about some of the evidence we've got throughout all of our investigations. But then the Knights popped into my head. Like we've had shadow figures. We've had disembodied voices. We've had a growl. We've been growled at. What did you just say?
Smoke or that mist.
Oh, the mist.
Yeah.
We had that mist the one night. That one was crazy because I was headed out the door and like walked into it. And then I did that. So Jason.
Jason. Yep. I look over, I'm like, is that freaking smoke?
The disembodied voice. I don't know. Anyone can look it up about the Knights and they know about the coffin and the stage, and we tell the story of that person. But we were able to hear her voice. It was just Jason and I. We're doing some lighting testing. We decided to stay investigate. We're separate, we're across the lodge, which is a very large room. And right in between us, we swear we heard her voice with just an okay. And it was awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And then, I mean, that's just the top floor. I mean, the basement, we've had the growl, we've had, oh gosh, so much. Like, if you haven't gotten a ticket and you're watching our show, get a ticket. Come investigate with us. It's a great place.
Yeah, come check it out.
So, everyone, we thank you for watching tonight. Tay, thanks for the updates. Go see her investigation. Sign up for her investigation in April. And there we go.
Yeah, no, it's always great to have people come back on the show and, see where they're going. So this has been great. Just a little shout out to one of my friends. Revenge is coming. So you'll see. We'll leave it at that. Yep. So revenge is coming.
And best served cold.
Best served cold. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will see y'all next week.
Unraveling the Darkness would like to thank Horn Paranormal Research for sponsoring our show. If you're craving more paranormal content, don't forget to check out our YouTube and Facebook channels at Way Out West Paranormal and Unraveling the Darkness. You can catch all of our episodes of Unraveling the Darkness on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe as it helps others find the show and join in on the paranormal fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, keep your lights on, stay safe, and remember, the truth is out there, and it might just be closer than you think.